Welcome to Learn Android series. Today we are going to learn about database. Android uses SQLite database. It's an open source database and it does not require any configuration from your user side, or actually you cannot do any configuration or data administration in the SQLite. It has only one single database file which is stored into the data, and the app name is the name of your application name, and then the database, which is the subfolder, and the file name will be the name what you have given to your database file. It is serverless. So when I say it is serverless, it means it does not require any server. No separate process is run for database. Everything is managed by the lib files. So next is cross-platform. Whether you make your file into Mac or you make it into Windows, your application will run same on the phone as it is run in Windows or Mac. It takes approximately 250 KB memory, so it is compact and a smaller size. It follows the usual syntax of SQL, so it's easy. All those SQL syntaxes will be used here. It supports three data types: text, which is similar to the string; integer, which is similar to the int; and real is similar to the double. So you can also support the varchar, varchar2 data types, but you have to validate it yourself. SQLite itself will not validate the data types. Next is the SQLite Open Helper class. SQLite Open Helper class is used for database creation and version management. It supports two functions, on create and on upgrades. So in order to work with SQLite database, you need to have a SQLite Open Helper class. So whenever I am extending SQLite Open Helper class, I need to override two functions or two methods, which one is of on create and one is the on upgrade. So these functions are called automatically when by the framework itself. So on create is called when your database is not existing. It will be called only, so it will be called only once. So your database does not exist, on create will be called. So on create you pass on two parameters, the database name as well as the version name. So if you are starting with version 1, so you'll have database name and you'll have the 1 as a version for the parameter. You also have on upgrade. Now this method is called when you already have a database and you wanted to upgrade or you wanted to change something into a database. So this time you also pass two parameters, database name as well as the version name. So this time you can pass on the version name as suppose 2. So what it will do, it will just upgrade, it will modify the database, it will not recreate the database. Next is data manipulation. SQLite support. SQLite database is the base class for working with insert, update, delete, open, close and querying a database. So if you wanted to use data manipulation, you have to extend the SQLite database class. So you can use all these functions, all these methods. One more concept what we'll understand is the content values. Content values are used to insert or update database entries. So what is this content values are? So when I am performing a data manipulation operation, I will not play with the integer or a string variable, but I will wrap them into, or I will wrap these objects into the content values. It is used for, as I told you, updation and insertion of data into the database. So in content values, these records will be stored in the key value page. So key will be the column ID, value will be the data in the column. So for example, if I have a key as, for example, employee name, the value will be the Ram, Sham, or whatever the employee name is. Next concept what we should understand is the cursor. So when you retrieve value from the database, it will be retrieved in the form of record set, or you can also retrieve in the form of cursor. So a query returns the cursor objects. So what is the advantage over the record set? Let us understand the cursor advantage. So this cursor points to the single row of the result fetched by the query. This means it will not fetch all the records into the memory. It will just have a one pointer which is pointing to the single row of the record set. So benefit is no need to load all the data into the memory. Now last topic is execution of the query. This means how you execute the query. First method is you can use a exec SQL method. Now exec SQL method is used when your SQL is not a select statement or when it is not returning any data. So exec SQL you can use for maybe creating of table, dropping a table, inserting, updating. For all those you can use exec SQL method. For select you have to use either raw query or a query. So raw query will directly accept the SQL statement itself. Okay, you can give select star from so and so where so and so equal to so and so. You can also parameterize the query. In the query option, you can give the structured interface for specifying the SQL query. Here also you can give the from and a where clause. You can have having and group by clause also while executing the query. That's all for the database part. Thank you very much for listening.